Live from Sue M. Daughtridge Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's time for Day 2 of the 2018 Conference USA Softball Championships here on BN Sports. Hello, everyone. Sean Fox alongside Haley Wiseman. Single elimination Day 1 complete. We are now in the double elimination portion of the tournament. Fourth-seeded Louisiana Tech and top-seeded Florida Atlantic just underway. First pitch in for a strike to Kimmy Atienza leading things off. Tatum Buckley inside the circle for Florida Atlantic. The seniors 15-10 with a 2.05 ERA. First game of the tournament for the Owls, second for the Lady Texters. Buckley making her 23rd start, 29th appearance with 167 innings of work under her belt. 113 strikeouts and an opponent's against average of 205. Yeah. Atienza hitting 302 on the year. 3 homers, 10 RBI. Fly ball out towards right center field. It's the center fielder Madison Palmer making the catch, and we have our first out of the day here in Charlotte.
Yeah, Buckley can really do it all. She goes in the circle, and she can play the infield for her team as well as hit.
Louisiana Tech had to beat Western Kentucky yesterday afternoon 6-1 in the third of the 4 games yesterday, and then we finished off the nightcap with a bang. Corey Jennings with a no-hitter. Third no-hitter in Conference USA tournament action. Morgan Turcoli standing in. The left fielder here for Louisiana Tech was 0 for 3 yesterday. Drew a walk and a run scored. 4.06 average on the year. Fouls this one straight back. Counts here at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Turcoli came into the conference tournament having a 40-game on-base streak.
Well deserving of her Conference USA Player of the Year honors. 1-1 pitch. In at the knees. 1-2. It's another gorgeous day here in Charlotte. Not hardly a cloud in the sky, but the breeze, as typical here in Charlotte, gusting straight out towards center field, 10 to 15 miles an hour all throughout the day, with gusts up to 20 and 25 at times. There's a rise ball upstairs, 2-2.
Yeah, with the hitters in both of these teams, as a pitcher, you got to try to keep the ball low and keep the ball in the ballpark with the wind blowing that hard.
We had 4 balls leave the yard yesterday on day 1. We had 1 robbed at the center field wall. Outside here, full count 3-2. And then to top it off, we had the no-hitter last night in the nightcap. We'll see Middle Tennessee a little bit later on this afternoon, taking on second-seeded UAB. First 3-2 pitch of the afternoon, downstairs, check swing, and Turcoli could not hold on in time. Buckley has her first strikeout. 2 are gone here in the first.
That's a huge strikeout right there for Buckley to set the tone of the game for her team.
And we've documented this as you take a look at the Florida Atlantic defense. Amanda Peck in left, Madison Palmer in center, Samantha Legere out in right. Caitlin Burke, Emily Lockton, Jolie Duffner, and Lauren Witt across the infield, third to first, with Alex Miller catching for Buckley inside the circle. First pitch here into Katie Smith for ball number 1.
Buckley's doing a really good job right now, living on the corners of that plate, and she's really pushing the zone to as far as it can be pushed.
Smith 0 for 2, a walk and run scored in yesterday's victory to get here. Now, Louisiana Tech has the game under their belt. Florida Atlantic, we documented this throughout the day yesterday, may have to shake off some first, second inning nerves perhaps, but right now nothing slowing down Tatum Buckley inside the circle. 2 here is fouled back, 2-1.
Yeah, I think yesterday we definitely saw some nerves with some of the teams in their first games of the tournament.
Certainly something to keep our eye on with Florida Atlantic. Louisiana Tech able to kind of shake off those nerves yesterday in their 1 game against Western Kentucky. Here's a 2-1 to Smith. This one's popped up, shallow right. Second baseman Jolie Duffner going out to make the catch, and that will retire the side. A great start for Tatum Buckley, and a 3-up, 3-down top of the first. We're on our way to the home half. The top-seeded Owls coming to bat here in Charlotte. Hip hop mixtape. And then Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. No score as we head to the home half of the first. Presley Galloway back in the circle for the Lady Techsters. She went the first 6 innings yesterday in that 5-run victory over Western Kentucky. 1 run, 6 hits, a couple of walks, and a strikeout. Just 69 pitches for her. Emily Lockton leading off for the Owls. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. And you got to see Galloway a little bit yesterday, too. What'd you like from her?
Yeah, I liked how Galloway, when she got into some jams, she really worked out of them for her team and just finished the game really strong.
Here's a ground ball to short. Nice play by Katie Smith on that wicked bounce. 1 down here in the first.
Yeah, that's huge for Galloway to get the lead out and keep Lockton off of base.
We saw that trend play out yesterday. If you can get the leadoff man retired, things typically tend to go your way. A couple of times, obviously, it didn't, but that certainly helps, especially with the hard surface here. We documented the slappers. You chop one hard right there in front of home plate, and it will bounce over top of the infield. As Madison Palmer stands in, she takes a strike. Madison Palmer, the center fielder. There you see the lineup for FAU. Samantha Legere to follow. Tatum Buckley, Mia Olson, and Lauren Witt, 4, 5, and 6. Jolie Duffner, Alex Miller, and Amanda Peck rounding things out.
FAU really builds their run support off of these first 2 people getting on base because they're so fast in their lineup.
Very similar to what we saw Middle Tennessee do in both games yesterday. The Blue Raiders had to survive not 1 but 2 games yesterday to make it into the double elimination portion. There's a strike. Palmer tried to hold up but didn't do so in time. 1-2 now.
Yeah, Palmer also is 3rd in Conference USA in batting average and hits, but she leads the conference in steals.
The Owls, the number 1 seed, first in the Eastern Division, a half game better than UAB for the regular season title. That's outside, 2-2. These 2 teams did not play during the regular season, which has also kind of been a trend here in this tournament so far. 24 games on the Conference USA schedule. And a handful of teams meeting for the very first time this year here at the conference tournament. Here's a tapper foul back to the screen.
Yeah, and like we talked about yesterday, the way this bracket is set up, it's almost like FAU has an advantage because they haven't played a game, but then again, La Tech has got time to settle in.
Time called here is third base umpire P.J. Gallardo is pointing towards something down the left field line. Ah, yes. Morgan Turcoli going out there. Now head coach Mark Montgomery asking first base umpire Anthony Small about the music. And that's what they're going to head over to the press box here and make a phone call across the street. Hayes Stadium, the 49ers baseball program right across the street, home this weekend to Marshall. They've got practice going on right now, but they're going to take care of the music with the way the music's and the speakers are pointed over this way. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Madison Palmer. Galloway fires. It's fouled off at the plate. Palmer just got enough of it to stay alive.
Yeah, and the way Madison Palmer hits, she just tries to put it in play and beat it out, but she can also hit a double in the outfield.
Yesterday, in the game against Western Kentucky, Galloway ran into some issues in 4 of her 6 innings. There's a pitch outside, just missed, 3-2. But she was able to get a couple of ground balls. She got a double play ball in the first inning and got the result she needed when she needed to get it to keep the Hilltoppers in check. Here's a tapper foul third base side. And that's all after Western Kentucky beat Marshall 5-2 in the first game of the day. They had to beat the Herd to face Louisiana Tech. Then the Lady Techsters behind Galloway able to advance here on this Thursday afternoon. Payoff pitch called strike 3.
Yeah, that's a great pitch by Galloway right there. Just caught Madison Palmer looking.
Good start for Galloway. Samantha Legere stands in. There's a good pitch right there.
Yeah, that was a curveball in the inside corner, and it kind of froze Madison Palmer because I think she was looking for the outside pitch there.
Here's the right fielder, Legere, 267 average on the year. No homers, 17 runs driven in.
To me, it looks like Galloway has a lot more command over her curveball today. She's thrown it for the first pitch strike.
And again, just a little bit of experience yesterday from Galloway, being a little shaky, but able to try and fix things, tweak some things.
Yeah, and even the pitches that she's missing are right around the zone, so the hitters, she might get a chase on them.
No score, bottom of the first. First of 2 here in Charlotte today. Here's a little floater into left. That falls in for a base hit. Legere is the first base runner aboard here in the first.
Yeah, that was a good hit by Legere. She really turned on that pitch and got it right over the shortstop's head.
Boy, that was right in on the hands. Able to fight it off out there in the left field.
Yeah, that was a good pitch on Galloway's part, too.
Inning continues for Tatum Buckley, the FAU pitcher, doubling as the cleanup hitter, taking the first pitch upstairs for a ball.
Yeah, Buckley was also a second-team All-Conference USA selection for her pitching and hitting.
3 homers, 35 runs driven in to go with her .232 average. There's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, there's that curveball again. She's throwing that one for a strike. It looks really good.
Legere here at first base, breaking hard off the bag with every pitch. Here's a line shot, fouled on the right field line. A little close to our perch up top here, just past the first base dugout. Fortunate yesterday, we dodged a couple of bullets.
Yeah, it seems to me like Galloway will go out and then try to get him on the hands for a jam shot once she gets ahead in the count.
Trying to work around the 2-out single by Legere. Here's a foul ball this way. Good hands over here by the FAU first base coach. A ball and 2 strikes. Galloway into her windup. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw down to second. Ends up into shallow center field. Stolen base for Legere. Now a 2-out runner in scoring position.
Yeah, that ball was a good throw by the catcher. It just went off the glove of Smith at shortstop.
Looked like a pretty good throw from Rosado behind the plate. She's going out to the circle to have a quick chat with Galloway.
Not quite what Galloway wanted in this inning, probably with the runner in scoring position, but she does have 2 outs, so if she makes the pitch here, she'll get out of the jam for her team.
Buckley hitting .247 on the year with runners in scoring position. But that .205 ERA right there is what Galloway's going to rely on here. She just misses downstairs.
Yeah, I think that one was a little bit low. She might have went with the screwball right there, and it just missed.
So full count, 3-2. FAU trying to grab a 2-out run here in the opening inning. Fouled back, we'll do it again. And we saw that yesterday as far as momentum. You can get that first run, perhaps 2. You can really get yourself some momentum moving forward.
Yeah, softball is a game of momentum. So if one person gets a hit, the next person gets a hit. It's really hard to stop that. We've kind of seen a lot of full counts in the first inning from Galloway as well.
Changeup just misses. Down to third goes Legere on the stolen base.
Yeah, that's one thing about FAU. You always have to be on your toes. You never know what they're going to do on the base paths.
With the 2 stolen bases for Legere, that's now 120 on the year as a team.
Yeah, the only team that has a higher stolen base, has more stolen bases is Law Tech with 130.
Legere now has 17 on the year herself as time is called. 6th-year head coach Mark Montgomery out to the circle to have a chat with his infield. Coming up in the 4th inning of each game here today. Very cool. Went well yesterday. We'll talk to each head coach in the half inning. We'll talk with Hall of Fame coach Joan Joyce in her 24th season with FAU right before we begin the top of the 4th, and then we'll chat again with Coach Montgomery as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Right now we continue the bottom of the 1st. Mia Olson, the designated player, in with a 2-out RBI opportunity. There's a strike from Galloway, and this is sort of what we saw from Galloway. Couple of quick outs, then struggle to finish off the inning, or vice versa, struggle to start, and then closing it out with a couple of dominant outs.
Yeah, if I'm her right now, I'm just trying to make my pitches and get ahead of the batter, just like she did 0-2 on the batter, and that's what you need to do in this situation.
We talked about this last night. Now she can throw what she wants to, as opposed to pitching against the count as well.
Yeah, now that she's ahead, she can kind of expand the zone.
Just like that, she tried it. Olson able to lay off. Olson hitting .294, 4 homers, 20 runs driven in. Again, rise ball, this one up and away, 2-2.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by Galloway right there. I mean, that was a good eye by her as well. It's a way to lay off that pitch.
Trying to battle back from an 0-2 deficit. Here's a fly ball into right. Atienza is there to make the catch. And Galloway does get herself out of the jam here in the 1st. A hit, 2 runners left on base. Scoreless after 1 here in Charlotte. Back here at Dottridge Stadium in Charlotte, no score as we head to the top half of inning number 2. Louisiana Tech coming back to the plate. Sloan Stewartson, Jasmine Crowder, Allie Galaz ready to lead things off. 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup here for the Lady Texters. Tatum Buckley with a very nice 1-2-3 top half of the 1st in her tournament debut this year. Good pitch to start.
Yeah, that was a great pitch by Buckley to get ahead of the batter.
Stewartson 0 for 3 yesterday in the victory over Western Kentucky. .357 average for the freshman, 4 homers, 26 runs driven in. Here's a chopper foul towards the FAU dugout.
Yeah, Tatum Buckley's really attacking these hitters and getting ahead and making them have to swing at her pitches like we talked about yesterday, and that's going to be her key this game.
Sloan Stewartson, a member of the Conference USA All-Freshman team with that .357 average. But down here, 2 strikes to Buckley. Here's a little tapper to third. Caitlin Burke to first, just in time by a step to retire Stewartson 1 away.
Yeah, and that says a lot about Stewartson, though, to come in on this team and bat 4th as a freshman.
Here comes Jasmine Crowder, the center fielder. Had a good day yesterday. 2 for 3, 2-run double, and a run scored.
Yeah, in Crowder's last 18 games, she's batted .513.
Here's the first pitch outside. Crowder hitting .286, couple of homers, 24 runs driven in. Here's a strike. Counts even now at 1-1. But
yeah, both pitchers today are working that curveball in the outside corner and trying to make the hitters reach for it.
Well, so far, doesn't seem like Buckley has any nerves whatsoever here at the tournament stage. Here's a changeup fouled off.
Buckley's the type of player that's going to be out there, and she's going to look really relaxed and just ready to go. She has very good composure on the mound.
And that's what you want from your senior, 5'6" senior out of Monroe, Connecticut. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Another great pitch and another perfectly located pitch.
Yeah, that was a great pitch on her part. She's really working that outside corner.
And as long as you can hit your spot and get the call, if you keep hitting that spot, you're going to be well-to-do for the afternoon. Allie Galaz stands in. She'll take a strike on the inside corner, so just as Buckley comes at you with something on the outside corner, very next pitch, she can jam you right in on the hands.
Yeah, Buckley works the outside corner, the inside corner. She can go off speed. She can go up. She can go down. She really has it all.
Here's a pop-up foul third base side. Yesterday, Galaz 0 for 2, but had a successful squeeze bunt to get herself an RBI. She also reached on an error in the second inning. That 2-out error kept the inning alive. Louisiana Tech went on to score 3 runs in that inning. Took that momentum and absolutely ran with it in that 6-1 victory over Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech had 8 hits on the day yesterday, so that's good for them.
Just outside there with the changeup, trying to see if Galaz would chase. A ball and 2 strikes. So far, Buckley has gone 5 up, 5 down. Here's a ball deep in the hole at short, locked into first, not in time.
What a play by Emily Lockton right there.
Infield single for Galaz. Just beating the throw from Emily Lockton there. We'll check out the replay here. Very close play at first base. Boy, bang, bang play.
Yeah, that was almost a tie.
Bailey Simone will stand in. First hit of the day for Louisiana Tech. This one's foul off to the left. Simone 1 for 3. Couple of RBI yesterday. In that inning we were just talking about with Galaz reaching on the error, which kept that second inning alive. Simone followed up with a big 2-run double to get the Lady Techsters on the board and get that snowball running downhill. 0-1 pitch is popped up. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. Grabbed by Lauren Witt to retire the side. Nothing doing after the 2-out single by Galaz. Inning and a half complete. Still no score here in Charlotte. Bottom of the second coming up here at beautiful Doddridge Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sean Fox and Haley Wiseman here with you. Lauren Witt ready to lead things off against Presley Galloway. First pitch right to the backstop for ball one.
Yeah, if I'm Galloway out there right now, I'm going to try to get a quick 1-2-3 inning to let my team get in the dugout and score for me.
Well, that's just what I was about to ask you. She got a couple of quick outs there in the first inning. Went base hit and walk with a couple of stolen bases mixed in, but then got the fly ball to end the inning as this one's fouled back. What can she do to try and settle herself down and get that 1-2-3 inning?
Yeah, I think that she should really use her defense behind her and locate on that outside corner like she has been, and that'll give her a lot of success this inning.
Kind of take the recipe Tatum Buckley is using so far and try to do the same thing on her end. Here's a foul ball off to the left.
Yeah, and also get ahead of the hitters. If you can get ahead, like we said, they're going to chase the pitches that you want them to chase.
Witt, a .254 hitter on the year, a home run and 17 RBI in her third season with FAU. The Owls 28-24 on the year. Rise ball there, missing upstairs 2-2. Louisiana Tech coming in 34-21 after their victory yesterday. 34-21 and just the number 4 seed here in the tournament. Here's a shot to third, backhanded stab by Simone. What a play for out number 1 here in the second.
Yeah, she really went with that pitch, and that was a great play on Simone's part.
That was right near that third base bag, too. Here as we get a look at it, you can see where Simone is almost on top of the line. Just kind of a lean towards the bag right there.
Yeah, and if that one would have went to the outfield, I think that she would have gotten a double on that, so that's a good...
Easily. That's robbing an extra base hit from Witt. Jolie Duffner stands in. Upstairs for ball one, Duffner, a .221 average. No homers and 7 RBI. Good swing, but it's tipped right into the mid of Rosado behind the plate. Ball and a strike. There you see the .221 average for Duffner on the year. Galloway starting this second inning like she did the first. Downstairs here, 2-1.
Yeah, I think that if Galloway can get these next 2 outs, that her momentum for the rest of the game could be affected.
I imagine it doesn't take much for you to settle down and get into that rhythm. There's a strike on the outside corner to help your cause there, 2-2.
Yeah, and if you're FAU, you have to know that Galloway is the pitcher of the year for the conference, so that's got to put a little bit more pressure on you in the box.
2-2, line to short, diving, grab by Katie Smith. 2 outs.
That was a great play by Smith right there.
That is 2 spectacular plays on the left side of the Lady Texter infield.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech really brought their defense game today.
Watch this. You see Smith there at short. Slow-mo makes it look even better. Diving full extension to her right. Great play. And that right there, the difference between a couple of hits for FAU and a couple of outs on the board. Alex Miller in, taking ball number 1. You mentioned if Simone doesn't make that play on Witt, that could have possibly been a double. Diving stop there by Smith took a base hit away from Duffner. There's a swing and a miss, 1-1.
Yeah, and this is what we just said she needs, a 1-2-3 inning.
Getting some defensive help from her left side of the infield as well. Take those nice plays away. You see Miller hitting .268 on the year. Got time called at the plate. Believe we have a flying creature wreaking havoc there.
Yeah, those like to get in your way at this field.
Marilyn Rosado behind the plate, trying to take care of it, still trying to get it out of the way. But FAU could easily have first and third with nobody out right here. Bunt here. Okay, it is called out of the box. Miller called out on the bunt. We saw one of those yesterday. I thought that's what happened live, but wanted to make sure home plate umpire Mike Thibodeau saw the same thing. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Owls. Off to the third. Still scoreless here at the Conference USA Softball Championship. Back here at Dottridge Stadium, no score as we head to the top half of the third. It'll be 8-9-1, part of the lineup for Louisiana Tech, beginning here with Marilyn Rosado, Carly Jensen, then top of the lineup, Kimmy Atienza to the plate here against Tatum Buckley.
Yeah, it's going to be really key for Buckley to get these two hitters out before she gets back to the top of the lineup.
There's a first pitch strike to Rosado. 1 for 1 yesterday, a walk and a run scored. Rosado with that walk and run scored back in the second inning, all a part of that 3-run, 2-out rally to get the Lady Techsters rolling. Here's a changeup that just misses outside.
Yeah, still Buckley's working that outside corner.
Rosado on the year hitting .278, no homers, 8 RBI on the year. Here's the 1-1 fouled back to the screen.
Yeah, that one looked like had a little bit of up movement on it from Buckley right there. That was a great pitch.
Something both starters have done well so far through the first 2 innings is not allowing the leadoff batter to reach.
Yeah, leadoff outs are crucial in the game of softball. If you get the first batter out, you can...
Here's a fly ball into shallow center. Charging in is Madison Palmer to make the catch. And again, the leadoff man retired, 1 gone.
Yeah, if I'm Buckley, I love that Madison Palmer's in the outfield because she's so fast and she has such a great range out there.
We saw it yesterday when leadoff hitter reach, then it became a game of small ball with bunting, some slapping here and there. We even saw a couple of runs yesterday come across on some bunts and some squeeze plays.
Yeah, Birdsong from Middle Tennessee got on base 3 times safely from a bunt.
First pitch to Jensen, jammed her. It's popped up on the infield. Duffner making the catch. And quickly, 2 outs for Buckley. A side note, I was told, interesting fun fact here, Tatum Buckley. One of her high school teachers was assistant coach Mike Forsyth here at the Lady Techsters. And went to high school, or she went to high school in Connecticut. And, of course, I thought that was unique, not being Louisiana or anywhere near Ruston. Kimmy Atienza goes after the first pitch.
Yeah, Atienza's really looking to keep alive her hitting from yesterday and carry it over. She got 2 hits in the game yesterday.
There's a pitch outside. Counts even at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think Buckley thought she should have got that pitch called for a strike.
Two outs here in the third. Here's a shot foul on the third baseline at a play.
Yeah, and that goes to show how good Buckley is, working both corners of the plate. She really got in on her hands on that one.
Buckley, the senior out of Monroe, Connecticut. But 1 strike away here from working her second rather, 1-2-3 inning of the day. Here's a line shot towards right center field. On the run, nice grab by Legere. That's another extra base hit taken away. Atienza with a frustrating smile as she heads back to the dugout. We head to the bottom of the third, still looking for our first run here in Charlotte. We're ready to go in the bottom of the third here at Daughtridge Stadium in Charlotte. Day 2 of the 2018 Conference USA Softball Championship. Double elimination now in the tournament. 9-1-2, part of the lineup for FAU, beginning with Amanda Peck, who shows bunt and pulls back to take ball number 1.
Yeah.
Funny how we just talked about that to see if anybody would go up and try and bunt their way on to start, since the leadoff hitters are 0 for 5 today.
Yeah, Amanda Peck is a junior college transfer who's really been a strong bat for FAU this year.
And just as you say that, she pops up her bunt attempt to Simone there at third base. So we kind of had the right idea. We saw a couple of games play out this way early on yesterday. North Texas and Middle Tennessee, a fantastic 1-0 game.
Yeah, hits have been hard to come by in these last few games.
Change up downstairs, top of the lineup, Emily Lockton to the plate. Said hits certainly hard to come by, especially if you're facing Corey Jennings from Middle Tennessee. Threw a 2-hit shutout against North Texas and then a no-hitter against FIU last night.
Yeah, Jennings was on fire yesterday. I'm sure her team loved to see her do so well.
I'm sure we'll see her again this afternoon. As Lockton digs back in here, ahead in the count, 2-0, 350 average on the year. 0 for 1, grounded out to Smith at shortstop back in the first. Here's a strike on the outside corner.
This is a hitter that I wouldn't want to get behind in the count because she's so known for her long ball and her ability to get hits in clutch situations.
I just looked at the flag, too, out in center field, wondering that same thing with the breeze blowing as hard as it is as papers start to fly. 2-1 here is inside, 3-1.
Also, you don't want to walk her just to give her the base because she's 33 for 35 at stolen base attempts.
Ahead in the count here, 3-1. Galloway right around the knees, fouled off by Lockton to run the count full at 3-2.
The wind is really blowing here, blowing our papers all around.
It is. Nice breezy day. I'd rather at that than 85 and like a sauna. Here's a shot, diving stop by Smith, throw to first, not in time. What a fantastic play by Smith. An impressive stretch by Galaz, and then the head first slide by Lockton to beat it out.
There was been a lot of close plays at first base today.
Watch this. Dive and literally a full extension stretch there by Galaz.
Yeah, I don't know if she would have been safe unless she dove it head first.
A one-out base runner aboard on the infield single for Lockton. Now you've got speed on the bases. First pitch to Palmer in for a strike. We talked about the stolen bases earlier.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her go right here, and I'm pretty sure that Madison Palmer might lay down a bunt as well right here to get her in scoring position.
Palmer 0 for 1. She was called out on strikes back in the first. Here's a slap to third. Going to go to second for the force outs. Wise of second baseman Carly Jensen. She knew what she was going up against with the speed of Madison Palmer. No need to even risk the throw to first base and something going horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's a great play by her to get the leadoff runner to keep her out of scoring position.
2 outs in the inning. Samantha Legere to the plate. Legere tracking down that fly ball to in the top half of the third a few moments ago. First pitch is outside for ball number 1.
Yeah, if I'm Galloway right now, I'm trying to get the out and leave Madison Palmer on first base.
Another pitcher's duel shaping up here early on. First game of the day. Here's a bunt by Legere, pushed foul towards the La Tech dugout.
Yeah, and both of the pitchers in this game aren't trying to do too much. They're hitting their spots, and they're letting their defense help them out.
Bailey Simone, a couple of steps in front of the third base bag, but for a bunt attempt considered to be well back behind the play. Legere showing it there with swings and misses, and finds herself down on the count of the ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, now that Galloway's ahead in the count, I think that we're probably going to see that up ball or off the plate.
Here's the 1-2. There's a rise ball fouled up and out of play. I can imagine on a rise ball, very easy to get up and under and do exactly what Legere just did and foul it back. It's hard to do anything as far as quality goes.
Yeah, when you're throwing a rise ball, that's what you expect from the pitch, a pop-up.
Runner goes. There's a base hit into right. Atienza up with it on to third. Not in time. Throw to second. Not in time.
That's what FAU is so good at. On any base hit, they're going to take 2 bases on the hit.
Base hit by Legere to right with Palmer running on the play. The throw to third, a good one by Atienza. But watch how fast this play develops. There goes Palmer from first. Here's the throw to third. Just barely in safe. Now a throw to second. Just barely safe in there as well.
Yeah, she did a really good job making the adjustment to go with that outside pitch and drive it into right field.
I give a shout out to our umpiring crew here on that play as well. Mike Thibodeau behind the plate, Anthony Small at first, PJ Gallardo at third base. They had to go into their rotation as well to go the opposite way and cover bases. And they were both right on top of it to make both of those calls. Time called here. Head coach Martin Montgomery out to the circle to have a chat with Galloway. FAU trying to mount a little 2-out rally here in this third inning. We've talked about the importance of scoring that first run. And if you're Coach Montgomery, what are you saying to Galloway right now?
Just telling her to get out of the jam like she's been doing for 2 games straight. And I honestly don't think he's that worried about it. He has faith in her. She's their ace. So I don't think he's that worried about her getting out of it.
And we talked a little bit about this last night, too. A lot of that can be just to slow things down for 30 or even 60 seconds, just to take a break, get a couple of breaths, and then get back to what you do best.
Yeah, a lot of the times last night even, the teams were calling timeout for themselves and talking amongst themselves, not even the coach.
But now Tatum Buckley to the plate with a chance to help herself out. Tries to check her swing, but couldn't do so in time. She drew a walk back in the first inning, and now a base hit here. She can find some outfield grass. She may give herself a 2-0 lead. Rise ball upstairs. You could see her hands go forward. She thought about it, but was able to pick it up in time to lay off.
Yeah, she thought about it, but I think Galloway started that rise ball a little bit too high where it wasn't quite enough, low enough for her to swing.
1-1, just missed outside, 2-1.
Yeah, that was a good pitch on the outside corner. Must have been a little out.
232 average for Buckley. 247 average with runners in scoring position on the year, but just a 182 average with 2 outs on the board. Taking a strike there to make it 2-2. But of course, when you get to tournament time, you can throw a lot of those numbers out the window.
Yeah, none of the numbers matter once you get here. You're all playing for the same thing.
2-2 fouled back and out of play. And tournament time, you see it a lot too. Any level of almost any sport, it's not necessarily about the best team throughout the year. It's about who's the hottest coming into the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely it has to do with the momentum of the games and who wants it more, like who wants to win the game.
Here comes a 2-2 from Galloway. There's the rise ball, a little pop up to her first. Galaz makes the catch. And again, Galloway weaves her way in and out of trouble in the third. No runs, a hit, 2 runners left on. We'll talk with FAU head coach Joan Joyce when we come back. Back here at Dottridge Stadium, no score as we head to the top of the fourth. Let's go down to the third baseline and talk with FAU head coach Joan Joyce. Coach, thanks for joining us. What do you like from your starter, Tatum Buckley, so far in the circle?
Well, I think Tatum's doing a very good job of keeping them off balance right now and seems to be around the plate doing some good things. Hope we can continue doing that the rest of the game.
On the opposite side on offense, what do you have to do to scratch a run across here against Presley Galloway?
Well, we've had a couple in scoring positions already. We just need to scrape a little hit off with 2 down. We need to get some runners on with less than 2 down, and maybe we can get one across.
All right, thank you, Coach, for the time. Good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
Head coach Joan Joyce, 24th season, the one and only softball coach in the history of the FAU softball program. We will talk with Mark Montgomery, head coach of the Lady Techsters. After this top of the fourth inning, he's hoping we have a run or two to talk about here when we get to that point, 3 outs from now.
Yeah, another thing about Joan Joyce is she's inducted into 11 Hall of Fames.
Yes.
That's a stat for you.
You told me that earlier. 11 different Hall of Fames. It's a heck of an honor to get into 1, maybe 2, but 11 different Hall of Fames. Morgan Turcoli leading things off here in the Louisiana Tech fourth. Swinging and missing there, 1-1. She went down on strikes back in the first. Slow start for Turcoli. 0 for 4 here in Charlotte during the tournament. 0 for 3 yesterday against Western Kentucky. But here's a shot down the left field line. In and out of the glove of Amanda Peck. Down to second base goes Turcoli. Louisiana Tech has the first leadoff hitter aboard here in this fourth inning.
Yeah, I think she just got a little ahead of herself and shut the glove before the ball was in it.
We'll see the replay here. Pitch down and away. Peck got there in time. I think you're right. Just closed it just a hair too soon.
It's going to be interesting to see how FAU bounces back from that error.
Smith showing bunt, foul down the third baseline. Waiting to see the scoring on that. I think it's an error, and they just did put it up on the board as an error on Peck. I'm sure Amanda out there would, maybe not right now, but maybe later admit, yeah, I definitely should have caught that. But this gives Louisiana Tech a golden opportunity here in the fourth inning against Tatum Buckley. Here's a bunt towards third. Burke on to first. Duffner covering the bag, a successful sacrifice. The first run of the day, 60 feet away for Sloan Stewartson.
Yeah, that's a great job by La Tech moving the runner to third base, because now even a sacrifice fly deep will score the runner.
Well, you've been struggling at the plate, just the one hit. FAU gives you a break there in the error. The bunt works. Now Stewartson has to take advantage of it. 0 for 1 here today. Fouls the first pitch back.
Yeah,
Good.
Stewartson hit the ball really hard down the third base line last at bat, so I'm sure she's feeling really good right now in the box.
I was thinking that with her first set. Good swing, a good healthy cut by Stewartson. 357 average for the freshman all-conference member. But still looking for her first hit here in the tournament. Shows bunt and fouls it off. How about that?
It looked like that was a squeeze play. The runner on third automatically took off when she squared to bunt. But that's a good job by her touching the ball so the girl's not toast at third base.
I was going to say, Stewartson just getting a piece of it. Vital right there. Otherwise, Turcoli kind of hung out to dry, racing down that third baseline. And now Stewartson's down in the count, 0-2. Change up there outside. Just missing, but a good pitch to miss with. Equal for Stewartson to be able to lay off.
Especially when you're ahead in the count. That was a great pitch.
One-two pitch on the way. Downstairs, a little low, 2-2. At what point as a pitcher in the circle do you get a little frustrated? You get ahead in the count, but then you try to waste a pitch here and there. At what point do you realize, okay, they're not going after it, now we have to go after them?
Probably about at a 2-2 count, because you don't ever want to go full because that's a hitter's pitch.
Here's a shot deep into left. 2-0 Louisiana Tech.
That one went over the bushes.
That's over the bushes. That's over the street that runs behind the left field wall. A massive 2-run homer. How about that for your first ever hit in the conference tournament? A massive 2-run shot for Sloan Stewartson.
That shows a lot about Stewartson being a freshman coming into this tournament and just hitting that ball over the bushes. I think it went to the road.
Watch this swing. Up, out over the plate. Look how high that ball is up on the light tower as it crosses over the fence.
Yeah, I think Buckley tried to go inside and just left the ball a little bit too far over the plate and high in the zone.
5th home run of the tournament as we play here in Game 5 for Stewartson. That's her 5th of the year. Here's a foul ball off the bat of Jasmine Crowder.
Yeah, the dugout of La Tech hasn't been as loud as usual, but after that home run, they're really loud in there.
They certainly are now, and on the flip side, FAU has been up and roaring in that third base dugout, but now for the first time, they're quiet.
Yeah, I think that's just what La Tech needed to get them going.
The wind blowing out here in Charlotte, but all it did was push that softball off the bat of Stewartson just a little bit further. That ball was smoked. 0-2, a changeup off to the left. Ground ball, Burke to first in time. Well, the home run would have gotten you the one across, but then the error by Peck cost you an extra run.
Yeah, nothing good ever happens after you make an error in any sport.
And that's just that much more work FAU has to do to try and scratch their way back into this. Allie Galaz standing in. She had an infield single to short back in the second inning, taking the first pitch outside for ball number 1. Galaz, a .234 hitter, 3 homers, 11 RBI on the year. Here's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, if Galaz can extend the inning right here, that would be huge for her team.
And Stewartson, remember, a freshman in the cleanup spot of this lineup for Louisiana Tech. Pitch inside here for a ball. Got to have some confidence to put a freshman there in the cleanup spot, but I can see where that confidence comes from when she hits a ball like that.
Yeah, I think she's really proved herself to head coach Mark Montgomery. That's why she's in that spot.
Yeah, certainly if she hadn't, she just did. She proved it to us anyway. 2-1 pitch, popped up into right. Samantha Legere is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Lady Techsters strike first on the 2-run blast by Stewartson. We'll talk to head coach Mark Montgomery of the Lady Techsters when we come back here in Charlotte. Back here at Dottridge Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, Louisiana Tech taking a 2-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. We'll chat with head coach Mark Montgomery down the first baseline. Coach, a big 2-run homer by Sloan Stewartson. You ever see her hit a ball like that before?
Well, quite a few in practice, but it was certainly nice seeing it in the game.
On the other side, your starter this afternoon. What do you like so far here from Galloway?
Well, she's battling. She gave up an 0-2 pitch for a pretty good single that gave us a little trouble there for a second. But, you know, again, she battles and she pitches her way out of jams. So, you know, I'm proud of her. She's just one of those real competitive kids.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you much.
That's head coach Mark Montgomery in his 6th season. We talked to him yesterday right after they scored a couple of runs against Western Kentucky. So far, him and I we're getting good on this, on the same page.
He's going to want to talk to you after every inning.
Absolutely. And, of course, if Louisiana Tech holds on, we'll talk to him tomorrow afternoon in the winner's bracket portion here at Double Elimination. Mia Olson coming to the plate, FAU, now down by a couple of runs, 5, 6, 7 part of the lineup here against Galloway. 0-1 pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, it's really important for Galloway to have a shutdown inning right here and get her team back in the dugout to score some more runs for her.
Well, we talked about the added pressure for tournament time, and things are just different when you get to the tournament. And now FAU going to start looking at that scoreboard a little bit here in the 4th inning. They're down by 2, and that countdown of outs is going to start dwindling down to the point where they really need to try and get something here in this 4th or 5th to get at least one back in some sort of response. Here's a foul ball at the plate.
Yeah, and I think that'll add to Galloway's success because they might be swinging at some pitches that they weren't in the early innings of the game.
Well, how much does that help you in the circle when you've got a scoreless game and your offense gives you a couple of runs?
Yeah, pitching with a lead, you can make more pitches that are quality and not worry about. Obviously, you don't want to miss the pitch, but you can make more pitches that you want to make.
Just missed. You see Galloway kind of bend over there. She wanted strike 3. Full count now, 3-2. FAU has not had their leadoff hitter aboard over the course of the first 3 innings. Popped up, back out of play.
Yeah, both of these pitchers are pitching a lot similar this game. In, out, up, and off speed. They kind of look identical out there.
We talked about FAU coming into their first game today. They've been here for a couple of days, kind of sitting around watching all the action yesterday. Louisiana Tech has the game under their belt. Here's another pop-up foul that will make its way out of play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure FAU was in the weight room here at Charlotte the other day lifting some weights.
Well, and same thing for UAB, who we'll see later on this afternoon taking on Middle Tennessee. They're the final team to play their first game. Middle Tennessee's already played 2 incredible games. And then they got to come in and face Corey Jennings, which is what we assume. We don't know that for sure.
Oh, I think you'd have to pry that ball out of her hand right now.
I would.
Being a senior.
Absolutely. Another 3-2 pitch to Olsen, and another foul ball back and out of play.
Yeah, I haven't seen UAB out the field until today. They must have been watching from their hotel, I assume.
4 games yesterday, 2 games today, 3 tomorrow. And then by the end of tomorrow, 2 teams remain for the championship here on Saturday afternoon. Here's the rise ball, swung and missed. Galloway has her second strikeout, 1 gone.
Yeah, that was just the right height for that pitch to get her to swing and miss.
As a batter, it's got to look awfully good coming in right out of the hand of the pitcher. And then before you know it, you're swinging and missing at something at the letters or above.
Yeah, definitely a hard pitch to lay off of.
Lauren Witt will stand in. She takes the first pitch in for a strike. 0 for 1. She grounded out to Simone at third back in the second. That second inning is when Simone made a very nice backhanded stop to take extra bases away from Witt. Here's another one. How about that line drive snag by Simone? Simone 2, Witt 0.
Yeah, that was a great catch.
Here comes Jolie Duffner. She was robbed of a base hit back in the second right after Simone made that backhanded play at third base. Smith at shortstop said, watch this, and made a full extension dive to her right to haul in the softball off the bat of Duffner. Here's a pop-up down towards the left, out of play. 0-1.
Yeah, Galloway's doing just what I said, going right at the hitters now.
FAU has the advantage in the hits column, 3-2. But in the all-important column that counts, Louisiana Tech has the 2-0 cushion right now. Here's a pitch upstairs, a ball and a strike. But you can hear FAU in the background there in that third base dugout. They're against the rail. They're still clapping and cheering. They're trying to make something happen here on offense.
Yeah, and by no means is this game over. They're only up by 2 runs. The game can change at any second.
Absolutely. We're just now at the halfway point of our 7-inning contest. As long as you keep Louisiana Tech 2 and find a way to scratch 2 across yourself, Owls will be content playing as long as necessary. Here's a pop-up back over the seats and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Galloway trying to work her second consecutive, I take that back, second 1-2-3 inning. Almost a second consecutive time with this particular part of the FAU lineup. Change up, a little tapper foul first base side. You could see how far Duffner was out in front there, and fortunately for her, she was too far out in front, resulting in just a little foul ball.
That was a great pitch by Galloway right there. Really caught her off guard in the box, and she just kind of rolled her hands over it.
Galloway ran into some trouble in the first and third. Getting out of those jams, just misses there.
Yeah, that was a backdoor curve by Galloway. We haven't seen her throw too many of those, but that was a great pitch on the corner.
She's been close on a couple of more strikeouts here in this 4th inning. 3-2, popped up, left side out of play. Winner will move on to the winner's bracket portion at 12 o'clock. They'll play the first game tomorrow, win that ball game at 12, and you go right to the championship at noon here on Saturday.
So realistically, if FAU were to win this game, they would have to play 3 games to win the whole tournament.
Yes, same for UAB next. Here's a shot to third. Simone with another fantastic stop over in the hot corner. 3 up, 3 down inning for Galloway in the circle. We've played 4 here in Charlotte. Lady Texters have a 2-0 lead over the top-seeded Owls. 2018 Conference USA Softball Championship continues here at Doddridge Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sean Fox and Haley Wiseman with you as we head to the top of the 5th. The Lady Techster is going to try and tack on some insurance here, build off their 2-0 lead as Bailey Simone leads it off and takes first pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. It's Simone, Rosado, and Jensen. 7, 8, 9 part of the lineup coming up. Simone 0 for 1. She popped up to Witt. Foul territory, first base side. Takes a strike there. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech's only 9 outs away from winning this game, so some insurance run would be awesome on their part.
And on the flip side, I was just thinking with Buckley, got to keep it a scoreless frame and give your offense a chance. Here's a pop-up third base side. Burke into foul territory with room, makes the catch. Simone retired, 1 gone.
Yeah, both of these teams are also dealing with the sun very well. The sun's right in their eyes on all the pop-ups, and it doesn't seem to bother either of them.
And we saw that yesterday throughout the course of the 4 games. Really 3, maybe a couple innings there, the nightcap once the lights kicked on. First pitch here to Rosado is in for a strike. And as it sets, it's basically behind the plate and kind of sets parallel with the third baseline, so it just wreaks havoc on the right side of the field throughout the day. Here's a changeup smoked off the glove from Buckley to Witt to first. How about that? What a play.
Yeah, Buckley got really excited after her teammate helped her out there.
Rosado smoked a line drive. Watch this. Buckley nearly snagged it out of midair. Perfect deflection and a nice short hop grab by Duffner. Throw to first, just like you draw it up, a 1-4-3 ground out. Boy, we have seen some leather flashed on both sides here in this ball game. First pitch to Jensen, missing for ball number 1.
Yeah, I think Buckley's working that backdoor curve, too, on the inside corner.
Buckley trying to find the right combinations here to keep this just a 2-0 deficit. Downstairs below the knees of Jensen, 2-0.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech has very patient hitters. They're the only team in the Conference USA that has drawn more walks and struck out at the plate.
2-0 pitch is in for a strike, 2-1. And of course, a 2-0 lead helps. You can relax a little bit. The hands may not grip the bat nearly as tight, but you can go up there and look for your 1 pitch or 2 and try to get something good to hit. 2-1 is popped up. Duffner fighting the sun, loses it, and the ball falls into shallow right field.
I spoke about the sun too soon.
You did. You did. That's on Mother Nature right there, losing it in the sun.
Yeah, that sun is brutal. When as it sets, she just couldn't find it.
Watch this. She's got the visor on, but no glasses. Looks like she has it, but then she sticks her glove up and just loses it for a split second. That should be a nice hit for Jensen, but we'll see. It is as a hit goes up on the board. Here's a strike in at the knees of Atienza.
Yeah, Buckley just has to bear down here and get the out, which that should have been, but the sun is just so bad over there.
Yeah, Buckley did her job. That should be the 3rd out. Time called.
It's another B.
Oh, yes, another.
That was a bird.
We've got a bird there, and there's something over there at shortstop. Emily Lockton showing her speed once again, this time to get out of the way of a bee or wasp over there at shortstop. You can hear the breeze kicking up here at Doddridge Stadium. We saw Rosado for Louisiana Tech have to deal with that behind the plate a couple innings ago. Jensen on first here with 2 outs. Here's a fly ball deep into left. Going back is Amanda Peck at the wall. It stays fair. It's a 2-run homer. 4-0 Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting. She turned on that pitch, and it almost looked like she could have caught it, but she went the wrong way over her shoulder.
And off the crack of the bat, in addition to Peck looking like she had a beat on it, wasn't sure if it was going to stay fair or foul, but here comes the pitch up and in, and Atienza able to get her hands in, pull it down that left field line, And as you can see, just keeps it inside that foul pole. For Atienza, that's her 4th home run of the year. RBIs 11 and 12. Morgan Turcoli standing in. She shows bunt. Takes ball number 1. And now you feel bad for Duffner at second base on a routine pop-up, just losing it into the sun.
Yeah, the last 2 home runs that have been hit were after plays that should have been made.
That's right, after 2 errors, so to speak. That one there, not an error on Duffner, but should have gotten FAU out of the inning. You see Turkley there.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating for Buckley in the circle. She's making her pitches, she's getting out of the innings, and it's just not falling their way today.
Downstairs to Turcoli. She was the one that had the shot down the left field line where Amanda Peck just squeezed her glove a split second too soon. Turcoli reached, and then Stewartson followed with the 2-run homer. Now here's a slow roller towards the right side. Witt flipping to second, not in time, despite the barehanded grab by Duffner coming over to cover the bag from second base. That's Turcoli's first hit of the conference tournament, and it keeps this 5th inning alive for the Lady Texters.
Yeah, Turcoli does a really good job just putting the ball in play in general. She's always going to make the defense play and make the pitchers make their best pitches.
Here comes Katie Smith. Pop up to second and a sacrifice bunt earlier. Takes a pitch outside for ball number 1. After Turcoli reached in that 4th inning, Smith had the sacrifice bunt to move her over to third. And then Stewartson in the on-deck circle took care of the rest. Here's a line shot towards center. Going back as Palmer sticks her glove up, crashes into the wall, and holds on to make the catch. A spectacular catch by Palmer to end the inning, but another 2-run homer. This one from Kimi Atienza. Louisiana Tech leads FAU 4-0. The 2018 Conference USA Softball Championship continues here on the beautiful campus of UNC Charlotte. Final exams wrapping up. As you take a look at one of the many beautiful academic buildings here on campus. Bottom of the 5th. It's go time now for the top-seeded Owls. They're down 4-0. Alex Miller, Amanda Peck, top of the lineup. Emily Lockton to the plate. First pitch to Alex Miller is in for a strike, 0-1. Now, the good news is for FAU winning the East Division, they start in double elimination play. If this is yesterday, the Owls are down to their final few outs here. Here's a chopper towards short. Katie Smith on to first, making the play, 1 gone.
Yeah, that's a good job for La Tech to get the lead out like we've talked about all game. It's been the pivotal out in this game.
5 leadoff hitters for FAU. They are now 0 for 5 and getting that leadoff batter aboard. Amanda Peck standing in. She popped up her bunt attempt back in the 3rd inning. Takes a strike. Looked like she was thinking something similar there, too.
Yeah, and compared to yesterday, it looks like Galloway has a lot of her pitches working consistently. She can throw it in, out, up, off speed. It's all working today for her.
5 straight retired by Galloway as this bunt attempt by Peck is up over the screen, backing out of play, 0-2. Boy, the infield crashing in so hard. Sirs Turcoli out there in shallow left field, almost a deep shortstop position. With the left-handed hitting Amanda Peck up, balls outside, 1-2.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech is also known for their outfield shifting even more towards left field to where right field's almost open on slappers.
1-2, swung it and missed. Third strikeout for Galloway is out number 2 here in the 5th.
Yeah, it looks like Galloway's really finding her groove out there. I think the lead, having a 4-0 lead, is really giving her that cushion she needs to throw her best pitches.
2-0 lead, great. 4-0 lead, even better. FAU has to find a way to make some adjustments in the box. Emily Lockton, top of the lineup. Going to start their 3rd time through the lineup here against Galloway.
I'll be interested to see what adjustments FAU makes in the box this time through the lineup.
Lockton had an infield single over to short. She just beat the throw from Katie Smith back in the 3rd inning. 1-0 here is on the outside corner. Good pitch, good spot. Tough pitch to hit, 1-1.
Yeah, and even with this lead with Lockton up to bat, Galloway has to know how good of a hitter she is, so she's probably going to make her best pitches here.
That one looked in on the hands, fouled back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Boy, both inside the circle, Galloway and Buckley have been able to spot their pitches for the most part very well, either on the outside corner, getting you to try and chase something, or right in on the hands.
Yeah, both of them have really worked the corners of the plate and stretched the zone to as far as they could.
Here's a roller over to 3rd. Simone up with it on to 1st in time. First base coach here for FAU is trying to say it hit off the foot of Lockton in the box. Umpires look like they're going to get together, so we'll hold on here for just a moment to make sure. Plate umpire Mike Thibodeau going to check with PJ Gallardo.
Have it off her foot.
And they are going to say it was fouled off of Emily Lockton. So Louisiana Tech just had to clear the field. Head coach Mark Montgomery for Louisiana Tech not happy, storming across the field to have a chat with third base umpire PJ Gallardo, who made the call, overruled Mike Thibodeau.
Yeah, Mark Montgomery does not look happy right now. He really doesn't like that call.
As I say, you see his hands up in the air saying, why didn't you blow it dead right off the bat? See if we can get a replay shot of it. And now Coach Montgomery, here's the replay of it. Yeah, it did. It looked like it got the inside there of the left foot, that front foot.
Yeah, it just barely skimmed her left foot, but it does look like it did hit her.
And normally when you hit the ball down like that, there's going to be some sort of hop, but that ball did hug the clay down towards third base.
Yeah, and Emily Lockton's tough. She's not going to fall down after it hits her. She's just going to keep running to first base.
So she gets another crack at it here. The ball and 2 strikes. Fouled back to the screen.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch by Galloway right there. Right on the outside corner. Got her to reach for it. Lockton barely got her bat on it.
Yeah, Lockton didn't show any emotion there. Usually if you foul it off the foot, it's going to hurt just a little bit, but she bolted right out of the box just in case, which is a very smart play on her part. You never know, especially with everything going on in the swing. You may or may not feel it. Here's a pop-up towards second. Jensen out, being called off by Atienza, the right fielder, making the catch. And that will now retire the side here in the third. 3 up, 3 down go the Owls. We're through 5, 4-0 Lady Texters here in Charlotte. We're off to the 6th inning here in Charlotte. 4-0 Lady Techsters on top of the top-seeded FAU Owls. Sean Fox and Haley Wiseman here with you. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. Sloan Stewartson leads it off. First pitch, chopper to third. Caitlin Burke handles it without an issue. 1 pitch, 1 out to start.
Buckley's got to love that 1 pitch, 1 out, because last time up to bat, Stewartson hit a ball pretty deep on her.
Yeah, ball that was the furthest ball I think I've seen hit here at Charlotte in a long time. 1 away now for Jasmine Crowder. Certainly the furthest of this tournament. Crowder 0 for 2. She goes after the first pitch, and it results in a soft pop-up to Lauren Witt. Well, you thought 1 pitch, 1 out was good. How about 2 and 2?
2 pitches, 2 outs. Doesn't get much better than that as a pitcher.
Right now, Buckley's thrown more warm-up pitches before this 6th inning.
Buckley was ready to go 30 seconds before we even started the broadcast again. Standing on the mound.
Allie Galaz standing in. Wise of her to take a pitch at the very least. This one also missing outside for ball number 1. She had an infield single back in the 2nd. Flew out to Legere in right back in the 4th. She'll take a strike there on the outside corner. Counts even now at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech's very selective with the pitches that they swing at. So as a pitcher, you have to make sure you get ahead of them because they don't chase a lot.
1-1 here is down and away. 2-1. Last pair of frames at the plate for Louisiana Tech. 2 runs in each of them. A pair of 2-run homers have given the Lady Techsters this 4-0 lead. There's a good swing, but Galaz late on the offering from Buckley.
Yeah, the long ball's been the story of this game. Pretty much, or all of the runs have been scored off of home runs.
Yeah, majority of them in this tournament, even yesterday on day 1. 2-2 is swung and missed. Miller will apply the tag. A strikeout ends a very quick, very nice 1-2-3 inning for Tatum Buckley. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 5.5 complete, still 4-0 Louisiana Tech. Welcome back to Charlotte. Ready to kick off the bottom of the 6th. Madison Palmer, Samantha Legere, Tatum Buckley. 2-3-4 part of the lineup for FAU. First pitch downstairs to Palmer for ball number 1. Owls down to their final 6 outs at the plate. Got to try and get something going, and no better time to do it than with the middle part of your lineup coming up.
Yeah, if I'm FAU, Madison Palmer is who I want at the plate. She's been a consistent bat for them all season long, and she can put the ball in play, beat it out, or hit it over the outfield's heads.
Palmer 0 for 2, called out on strikes back in the 1st, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd.
Yeah, and if Palmer can get on base, and she can probably get to second base by stealing it.
There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. You got the hitter's count 2-0. You look for your one pitch, your bread and butter pitch in one spot. Palmer didn't like that one. 2-1. Tries to slap this one to the left, but it's foul out of play. Count here will even up at 2-2. Leger in the on-deck circle already has 2 hits, so if Palmer can get aboard, Leger can stay hot. FAU can try and get something going. Here's the shot into left. Just like that, Palmer is aboard. She is the first leadoff batter in 6 innings to get herself on the base paths.
Yeah, that's just what FAU needed for Madison Palmer to step up and get on base. And now Leger can keep it going. She's on fire today.
Well, I like when you mention something like that, and it just happens to play out just that way in front of you. Here comes Leger, base hit to left, base hit to right. Couple of stolen bases in there as well. Takes a strike, 0-1. Leger, 267 average, no homers, 17 RBI.
Yeah, you might think FAU would bunt right here, but they're down by 4 runs, so it's almost better to just hit in this situation.
Here's a shot deep into left. Going back is Turcoli. She's going to short hop, play it off the wall. Rounding third is Palmer. She scores. FAU is on the board. FAU has momentum here in the 6th.
Yeah, they got a runner on second with no outs, and she just got a nice RBI.
Time called. We are going to have a conference in the circle. And we're going to have a get-together down this right field line in the Louisiana Tech bullpen as well. Presley Galloway had retired 7 straight coming into this 6th inning. But as you said, always tough to go through that 3rd time of the lineup. Hitters start to pick up little things on you. And, of course, that helps FAU out when Galloway starts missing a spot here or there.
Yeah, I think Leger had been seeing the ball well all day, so I think Galloway just left that one a little bit too high for her, and she got a hit.
That was a laser off the bottom of the wall there and left. Here comes Tatum Buckley, a pitcher with a chance to help herself out again. She had an earlier opportunity back in the 3rd inning, but couldn't do anything with it. A chance to make up for it here, taking a strike, 0-1. Buckley walked in the 1st, popped up to Galaz at 1st, back in the 3rd.
Yeah, you know she's in the box thinking about how she could score some runs for her team.
Here's a shot into left, identical of what Leger just put up. She'll trade places with Leger. It's an RBI double. The lead is cut in half. 4-2, Lady Techster. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, I think Louisiana Tech's going to call a timeout right here to kind of stop the momentum.
Louisiana Tech has to try and figure something out.
Yeah, Tatum Buckley absolutely destroyed that ball.
Going to have a pinch runner out at second base for FAU. May have another change coming up here is Mark Montgomery, head coach for Louisiana Tech, has made his way over to plate umpire Mike Thibodeau.
Yeah, and if I'm Louisiana Tech right now, I'm just going to be thinking that we need to get an out and stop the momentum from FAU.
Sammy Williams is going to come off the bench and run for Buckley out there at second base. Of course, Buckley to be re-entered, we assume. Seems like that'd be a safe assumption.
This just shows how much trust head coach Mark Montgomery has in Galloway. He's leaving her out there. He believes in her. He knows that she can get out of this.
Coming into this 6th inning, FAU had just 2 hits through the first 5 frames, and they have opened up with single, double, double here in the 6th to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, Galloway's got to find a way to get out of this and get the next out. The next out's going to be really important for her.
Mia Olson standing in. Presley Galloway has to find a way to get a couple of outs here. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. A quick throw down to second, but Williams able to get back in.
Yeah, that's why I love this game so much. The momentum and the whole game can change in just one swing of the bat.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier so quickly. Here's a pop-up foul back out of play. Literally 9 pitches is all it took for FAU to get 3 hits on the board and 2 runs to go along with it. 9 pitches.
Yeah, and if they can get even a couple more this inning, that's going to be crucial for them.
0-2 just missed outside. Galloway in her start yesterday against Western Kentucky ran into some problems in 3 innings, but were able to get her way in and out of those. Had the same here twice happen, but FAU the 3rd time here making her pay. Pitch there in the dirt, 2-2.
Yeah, Galloway really has to bear down right here.
Time called. Rosado going out to have a chat with Galloway.
I'm sure Rosado's just trying to calm her down, maybe even tell her a joke to get her to loosen up a little bit.
Well, think back to Louisiana Tech's 5th inning when Jensen had that pop-up to second base that Duffner lost in the sun. Ball falls in. Jensen reaches, and then Atienza comes up with the 2-run homer to left, which is the difference right now in the ball game. So you're talking about a pop-up in the sun, the difference right now, or part of the difference. I want to say the whole difference. Here's a foul ball backing out of play on a Rice ball.
Yeah, and just as quick as I said, I heard La Tech's dugout in there. FAU is just as loud as them now. Both of these teams are fighting real hard to win this game.
Presley now over the century mark for pitches. This is number 105, and it's down low again, 3-2.
Yeah, she went from 0-2 to 3-2, this batter. I think that she's out there a little worried, and she looks to be shown a little bit.
I was going to say laboring, certainly here in this 6th inning. Down and in, ball 4. Olsen draws the walk, 1st and 2nd, still nobody out. Mark Montgomery going out inside the circle, and Galloway will get a break here in this 6th inning. Going to turn things over here to Jenny Chapman. Chapman
throws a little bit slower than De La Cruz, so this might be just what La Tech needs to throw the FAU hitters off balance and give them something else to see.
Chapman going to come in for her 26th appearance, 2-0 with a 3.46 ERA, 30 1/3 innings of work, 15 runs, 33 hits, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .295 against her. 12 appearances in conference play.
She's a completely different look than Galloway, so I think this is a good move on Louisiana Tech's coaches.
Anything to stop the bleeding. You're up by 2, but now you've got the tying runs aboard and still nobody out in this inning. And part of Galloway's issue here in this inning certainly doesn't help is you've got the entire third base FAU dugout screaming and yelling and getting their teammates going. And on the flip side, that's wreaking havoc. And you know from being inside the circle, a lot of it's mental too.
Yeah, a lot of it's mental. You just have to block out what they're doing and keep doing what you know you need to be doing in the circle and not let it affect you. And I honestly think that if she can get out of this inning, that we might see De La Cruz throwing in the next inning for La Tech.
This is a huge spot right here. If Louisiana Tech can get out of this inning, just having the lead intact one way or the other, whether it's 4-2, even one more, say 4-3. But if they can hold on to this lead somehow and get 3 outs, I think that first base dugout, head coach Mark Montgomery can exhale for just a slight second as Lauren Witt stands in. She drops down a bunt. That's exactly what Louisiana Tech needs. Take the out. Simone makes the play. The sacrifice for Witt puts 1 out on the board.
Yeah, they really needed to get that out, but now the tying runs on second base and the go-ahead runs at the plate.
Sammy Williams, the pinch runner, down to third. Olsen down to second. Here comes Jolie Duffner. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Takes a strike. Chance to at least get the Owls to within one, possibly even tie this thing up with a base knock. Do you think about a bunt right here to try and get one of those runs across?
FAU is known for their squeeze play, but I'm not sure about this situation.
Here's a ground ball up the middle. That works just as well. Here comes Olsen around third. The throw to the plate. We've got obstruction called. Down to second goes Duffner. We are tied 4-4 here in the sixth.
Yeah, it looked like Smith was pinching the middle a little bit, and that ball just was too far up the middle for her to make a play on it.
We'll take a look at the replay.
Excuse me, pinching towards third base, not up the middle.
Here's the throw to the plate. You see plate umpire Mike Thibodeau stick out that left arm, signaling obstruction before making his safe call. So still just the one out. The go-ahead run at second base as Alex Miller takes ball number one.
Yeah, and with that obstruction call, even if the runner would have been out, she would have been called safe because Rosado was blocking the plate.
Alex Miller 0 for 2. Change up there misses. And we saw obstruction last night in the Middle Tennessee game. That resulted in a protest and a lengthy discussion, about a 10-minute delay, figuring things out. Here's a pitch that misses low and away quickly, 3-0.
Louisiana Tech really needs to stop this momentum from FAU right now. And they all keep coming to talk to the pitcher in the circle, telling her, like, you got it, like, we have your back.
.30 pitch in the dirt, ball four. First and the second with one out here. And going back to that play in the plate with the obstruction there, Mia Olsen sliding in, it looked like the ball beat her in time, and had obstruction not occurred, from here it looked like Olsen would have been called out. But the obstruction, as you mentioned, Haley, lets you get in with Rosado blocking the plate. I don't blame Rosado. Tying run coming in, sixth inning. A lot of emotion, big spot here in the tournament. Not necessarily a fan of the call. I know why it's in there, but that right there benefiting FAU, as the Lady Texters will make another pitching change here in this sixth inning.
Yeah, just like I said, he put in De La Cruz.
So putting Jenny Chapman in here, not working out the way Louisiana Tech wanted to, as De La Cruz comes in. De La Cruz pitched the final inning yesterday in that 6-1 win over Western Kentucky.
Yeah, the FAU really needs to keep this going for them, but then on the other side of it, La Tech has got to get out of this inning.
Now you've got to keep this somehow a tie game. Funny, because just literally a couple of minutes ago we were talking about Louisiana Tech trying to find a way to get out of this inning with the lead any way possible. Now FAU is 120 feet away from pushing across the go-ahead run and forcing Louisiana Tech down to their final 3 outs at the plate.
And then you look on the on-deck circle, and you have Emily Lockton up, who has the ability to hit the long ball.
Here's a look. See if we can get a look at the obstruction there at the plate. You see Williams score, but here comes Olsen. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it looks like she was safe without the obstruction call.
I like Rosado there behind the plate. Just the left leg blocking the plate. I understand the rule, but I also like the play, trying to cut down that tying run. Strike call there to Amanda Peck.
Yeah, that's a great start for De La Cruz. First pitch was a strike.
0-1, low and away. De La Cruz making her 28th appearance on the year, 4-9 with a 3.78 ERA. 74 innings of work, a hit per inning, her average this season, but right now cannot afford a hit in this 6th inning. Here's a ground ball over to third. Simone will go to first, take the sure out, 2 gone, but that allows Duffner and Miller to both move up 60 feet.
Yeah, I think she didn't go to third because momentum of the ground ball was taking her to first base, so that was the best play for her.
Well, here comes Emily Lockton. FAU has now batted around in this 6th inning. And look at this defensive shift Louisiana Tech has deployed here against Lockton.
They're intentionally walking her.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't see the intentional walk. The arm stuck out there by Rosado behind the plate.
A couple times this season when Emily Lockton has been intentionally walked, she goes to the left-handed batter's box to try to make it harder. Oh, there she does it right then.
Good call by you.
Yeah.
How about that? I don't know if I've ever seen that. 2 intentional pitches.
A strike.
Oh, that's a strike. Wow. Wow. Now Mark Montgomery telling her catcher, Marilyn Rosado, to get down in the squatting position. But now going to stick her arm back out.
And that goes to show why she does move in the batter's box. The pitcher has thrown 2 way outside, so on the other side of the plate it might be hard for her.
3-1 pitch outside. I have never seen a 5-pitch intentional walk. Bases are loaded. That sets up a force at any bag. And that brings up Madison Palmer, who started this inning with a base hit to left.
Yeah, and I think that was a smart move on Louisiana Tech's part. I mean, their best hitter up with bases, well, runners on second and third with 2 outs. Smart move by them.
Well, here's Palmer fouling off the first pitch. Boy, just when I thought I'd seen it all with 2 intentional balls to a right-handed hitter, turning around to bat on the left side, and then takes a strike. It's been a crazy 6th inning. We are all tied up at 4. Palmer fouls this one off at the plate. 0-2.
Yeah, Madison Palmer looks like she's squeezing the bat a little tighter this at bat. It looks like she really wants it right here.
FAU with 4 hits in this inning. More than double what they had for the first 3 innings. Pitch outside, a ball and 2 now.
Yeah, and De La Cruz is going to be a look also from Galloway because she's going to throw the drop ball down in the zone, whereas Galloway throws up in the zone.
One, 2. Outside, 2-2.
Yeah, there's nowhere to put her here, so this 2-2 pitch, she definitely does not want to go to a full count with bases loaded.
I was thinking the same thing. This is crucial. You go full with 2 outs. Base runners get a little head start. Well, let's see what De La Cruz comes up with. Up in the zone, and Palmer just got enough of it to stay alive. Heck of a way to start day 2 here in Charlotte.
Yeah, if De La Cruz can get out of this, that's awesome for her team. Get them back in the dugout and let them score some more runs.
Still going to be disappointed you gave up the 4-0 lead. 2-2, fly ball deep into center. Going back is Crowder. It's over her head. The bases are cleared. It's a 3-run triple for Palmer. 6-4. Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the game, Palmer can bunt, beat it out, and she can also hit it over the outfield's head. That was a great hit on her part. That was a great way to be clutch.
I take it back. It's 7-4. I'm losing track here on the scorecard in this massive inning put together by FAU.
Yeah, a 7-run inning in any game. That's hard to do. They're back after bat hits.
Here's Samantha Legere. She takes a strike, 0-1. 7 runs in the inning for the Owls. Here's a pitch outside.
And FAU's defending their regular season title right now. They're showing why they won it.
Well, Turcoli and Crowder shallow in left and left center field with Palmer up expecting some sort of slap. Well, she slapped it all right. She got it to the gap in left center field to clear the bases.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech's outfield was in, and she just hit it over their heads.
Two-one. Downstairs, 3-1. Leger is the 11th batter to come to the plate here for FAU in this 6th inning. Three-one. Inside, ball 4.
FAU's batted through their lineup this inning. Tatum Buckley's coming back up to bat.
What a crazy 6th inning. For the first 5 innings, FAU had a 3-hit shutout being tossed against them. No runs, 3 hits. They had struck out 3 times. They went down 1, 2, 3 in 3 of those 5 innings. But what does that matter? That was the first 5 innings. Here in the 6th, a completely different Owls team showing up with a 7 spot going. Tatum Buckley going to re-enter here to hit yet again in this inning.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about it all day. The game can change just like that, and there you have it, 4-7.
And you mentioned, we talked about it earlier, 9 pitches is all it took for FAU to get going with their first 2 runs. Tatum here takes a strike.
Yeah, FAU is being very aggressive in the batter's box right now and hitting the pitches that they want to hit.
7 runs on 5 hits. Here's a shot down the right field line, but that one's foul. Off our direction down this right field line.
Even though FAU is in the lead right now, getting a few more runs wouldn't hurt anything. So Buckley's in the box just trying to score her teammate.
Just as quickly as FAU can do it. We've seen Louisiana Tech with their offense. They could turn around and do the same. Here's a shot down the first base line, knocked down by Galaz. She'll take it to the back herself. And this 6th inning has come to a close. Great if you're an Owls fan. Thanks to this 3-run bases clearing triple by Madison Palmer. Off to the 7th, 7-4 FAU. Back here, top of the 7th in Charlotte. Well, 10, 15 minutes ago, I don't think Louisiana Tech would have accepted the notion of being down by 3 going into the bottom of the 6th with a 4-run lead. But that's exactly the case. Tatum Buckley faced the bottom third of the order. Bailey Simone leads it off. Fly ball fairly deep into left, but plenty of room for Amanda Peck. 1 pitch, 1 out in this 7th inning.
Yeah, now FAU is only 2 outs away from winning this game. That's such a good comeback by them.
All of a sudden, FAU finds themselves 3 outs away from the winner's bracket game tomorrow here at noon. First pitch to Rosado, missing up and away. Taken for ball number 1.
Granted, we would like to score before the 6th inning, but that's a great inning to score. You score, you get ahead, and you need 3 outs to win the game.
There's a strike. And that goes back to what you and I were talking about last night. Got to get all 21 outs. Until that 21st out is recorded, you've still got a shot to put something together. Here's another strike. 1-2.
Yeah.
And it certainly helps FAU. That was the first inning the leadoff batter was able to reach. Not only did she reach once, she ended up reaching twice.
Yeah, Buckley looks like she's throwing the ball a little bit harder this inning.
Here's a foul ball straight back. Rosado just getting a piece of it. And I'm thinking back to those 5 hits by FAU. And they were all 5, from what I can remember, just drilled. Absolutely hit on the screws.
Yeah, I don't know what their coaches told them to adjust, but it definitely worked.
Here's a little pop-up left side of the infield. It's locked and it's short. 2 gone. FAU is 1 out away from sending Louisiana Tech into the loser's bracket portion tomorrow at 2:30. Boy, that's another tough thing to go through on the mental side of it. You're 6 outs away from playing at noon in the winner's bracket to now having to sit around for little less than 24 hours, and you got to just sit and think about that 7-run 6th inning.
Yeah, and Louisiana Tech will have to play 2 extra games tomorrow if they fall during this game. And with having 1 major ace pitching in the circle, that's going to be really hard for her to pitch both of those games after today.
There's a strike. 0-2. Tatum Buckley, who was in line for a loss after giving up a couple of 2-run homers, is now 1 strike away from getting her 16th win of the season. Here comes the 0-2 to Jensen. She got just enough of it to foul it back and stay alive. What a response by FAU here this afternoon. Another 0-2 here from Buckley. Just outside. Miller tried to frame it behind the plate, but it was off the edge. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch by Buckley right there, being ahead in the count, just a little bit off the outside corner, trying to get her to chase after it.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Buckley. A fitting way to end it. A 1-2-3, top of the 7th, as FAU rallies. A big rally in the 6th to knock off Louisiana Tech 7-4. They move on to the winner's bracket contest at 12 noon tomorrow. They will face the winner of UAB and Middle Tennessee coming up. On the flip side, the Lady Texters will face the other one in defeat coming up between UAB and Middle Tennessee. Maddie Morris is down on the field. She will catch up with head coach Joan Joyce here in just a second. Final totals here in this wild ball game: 7 runs, 8 hits for FAU. 5 of those 8 hits in that 6th inning alone. They left 6 runners on the base paths. Louisiana Tech, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, couple of runners left on. Couple of 2-run homers from Sloan Stewartson and Kimmy Atienza, but not quite enough being able to finish off the FAU Owls. Buckley gets the win. Chapman will get the loss. And let's head down the first base line. Maddie Morris is standing by right now with a happy head coach, Joan Joyce.
Coach, congratulations. First game of the tournament, you guys got down by 4, but then came back and scored 7 in the 6th inning. What do you have to say about your team's fight to stay in that game?
That's the way my team plays, okay? They are never out of it. We could be down that many runs in the 7th inning, and we will fight right until we make our last out. I mean, they've been playing like that all season.
What are you most proud of about, being able to kind of just keep in it, swing those bats, and then they came out firing that 6th inning?
Well, Well, we kind of run that way, you know, when something starts to happen and we get 1 or 2 or 3 hits in a row or get things going, it just like explodes. And that's exactly what happened in that inning. But the best one was the slapper hitting it over the outfielder's head.
And then
And you know, she's had a grand slam this year.
that's why I was surprised that she hit it that far, you know, being a slapper and all. But then what do you think of Tatum's performance in the circle today?
She did a great job in the circle. She kept them off balance pretty much the whole game. You know, and it was interesting when they hit the home runs. It was when my interview with you kept her out on the mound for a long time, and she gave it up in that inning. And then it was the B that Emily was trying to get out from around her, where she had to stand out there for a while and then goes onto the mound and gives up a home run.
I'll take the blame for that one. But thanks,
Okay,
Coach.
good.
We'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. A very happy Coach Joan Joyce, even a few chuckles there along the way. And after a 7-run 6th inning, I'd be pretty happy my doggone self. FAU defeating Louisiana Tech 7-4. They move on to play in the winners bracket at 12 noon tomorrow here at Daughtridge Stadium. That'll do it for Game 1. Game 2 coming up next. UAB in Middle Tennessee here at 4:30. For Haley Wiseman, Sean Fox saying so long from Daughtridge Stadium in Charlotte. The Blazers and Blue Raiders coming up next here on BN Sports.